In this session, we're going to be talking about creating a lesson plan and supporting materials using Gemini and Gemini Chat and Canvas within Gemini Chat. Our learning objective will be that educators use Gemini Canvas to create a lesson plan on evaluating digital resources that teach sources, evaluations, claim verification, and critical thinking for our students and are aligned with ISTE standards. So teaching in an environment where basic answers are a click away has shifted our roles in education. We need to move away from students simply being accepting the top search result and towards critical evaluation of what they find. We want them to wrestle with scenarios where data is messy, sources are conflicting, and a simple AI summary isn't enough to solve the challenge. A challenge many of us face is helping students navigate this world where truth is often obscured by bias or misinformation. So in this session, we're going to explore how to use Gemini Canvas to create a lesson plan that challenges students to verify claims and evaluate credibility. We know students learn best when tasks are authentic, but creating high-quality, nuanced scenarios like simulated biased news articles or conflicting data sets is a big time investment by educators. So by using AI, we can build these materials efficiently without taking hours of our precious time. Gemini Canvas is an interactive side-by-side workspace designed for deep collaboration on writing and coding projects. Instead of a traditional back-and-forth chat with Gemini, Canvas opens a dedicated editor where you and Gemini can work on the same document or code snippet in real time. So here, let's dig in and kind of show you what Gemini Canvas can do for you in supporting this. So we're going to open up Gemini Chat in just a moment, and we're going to move down into the tools area below and in that entry box and select Canvas. That's going to open up that chat design feature, and I'm going to put the following prompt in, which is, I'm a 7th grade English teacher. My aim is to design a lesson plan on evaluating digital sources. The recipients are my students. The theme should be engaging and fun. Structure the result in a typical lesson plan format, including a fictional viral social media post claiming a popular energy drink is dangerous, a neutral scientific summary, and a biased press release from the drink company. Include a guided worksheet students can use for claim verification. And you'll notice that in this one I use the PARTS framework. Now you would use any framework that your district or division or you're familiar with. Persona, aim, recipients, theme, structure are what the end goals are for us in this one. So I'm going to navigate over to Gemini, and as mentioned, I'm going to click on this plus button under the tools, and I'm going to switch over so that it makes sure it says Canvas at the bottom, and I'm going to put in my prompt. The beginning of the prompt says I am a. A lot of people are looking at you are a, kind of telling the LLM, Gemini, that they are it. So it depends on your prompt, but ideally here's that same prompt we went over, and I'm going to hit submit. You can see that it's thinking and it's not instant, which is good. It's outlining the lesson. It's crafting a scenario, and up comes the right-hand side, which is our sort of open bar where we want to be able to see that pane where it is supporting us in moving forward. You can see the duration of this. It's called Digital Detectives, Uncovering the Truth Behind Viral Hyperpulse Craze. The learning objectives here, and again, to narrow down on what those learning objectives are based on learning goal or expectation. Please look at it. Here's kind of the overview of the lesson, a step-by-step lesson procedure, hook and warm-up, the direct instruction and guided and partner practice, as well as a debrief and discussion. So those can all be changed into different terminologies that you and your district use, like consolidation instead of class debrief and discussion. That's of course up to you. And you can see that there's a source pack that I'm going through, source 1, source 2, the scientific fact check, and source 3, which is a company press release. Now there is something that I can do with it in terms of using this area. I can highlight this source and the text that I want and isolate this so I can iterate just this source or add onto it, or even on the right hand side changing the length, the tone, or even suggesting edits. But in this case, because I've highlighted this, I don't want to redo everything in this output. I don't need to change part of the structure to the lesson plan. I'm just fixating and intentionally looking at this source. So what I can do is highlight it, and then this Ask Gemini box that pops up down here, I can physically ask it to do something. Here's an example of a prompt. So make the company's argument more nuanced, including technical sounding ingredients and a quote from a sponsored expert to make it harder for students to identify the bias. So when I hit enter, you can see on the left hand side in the chat box, it's actually going to kind of give us this output and this revision that we want to look at. So it's pretty neat how we can highlight and isolate just different aspects of these items and what it means to move forward within it. So now I want you to practice, and here is your prompt, and this is where you can pause the video after this instruction base. So you're going to open up Gemini Chat, you're going to flip over the tools to Canvas, and you can put in a prompt that's very similar to this one. I am a grade or subject teacher, so fill in the blanks. My aim is to design a lesson plan to decide on that topic. The recipients are my students. The theme should be engaging and fun. Structure the result in a typical lesson plan format and include 3 examples of conflicting sources of information. Include a guided worksheet students can use for claim verification. And of course, as you go through, you're going to have to iterate, change contexts, and make it personal to you. So pause the video here and open up Gemini. I'm going to start a new chat here, and before you hit the prompt, make sure you go to the More tools through the plus button and ensure you are on Canvas. Then you can type in a similar prompt to what we have right here on the screen and see and iterate and come back to this video afterwards. All right, welcome back. I hope you were able to get a start of some focus for you on a lesson related to these topics, and that you are well off to the races to be able to design something that is practical for you and your students. So in reflection, when you're doing this with your students, like, what will you look at for student responses to confirm that they're actually thinking critically about the conflicting sources? So we had 3 different sources. Ones that were fictional viral social media posts, one is a neutral one, and one is biased. So digging into those conversation points in the lessons, what does that mean? And then how can you continue to build off these and strengthen students' information literacy skills? And then, ultimately, how could we use Gemini Canvas in any other ways? Thinking ahead, what's something that you learned today that you could put into your practice by the end of this week? So if you're ready to certify your skills after you've gone through all of this and are starting to understand the concept of Canvas, you are able to go into your URL, open up another tab, and type in goo.gle/GES8, and you will get to this point where you can continue to either continue your learning, which again we have modeled here for you, and then you can earn your badge and go through some of the questions that it would be there to support just this lesson and this module, and you can get your badge. And ultimately, we continue to grow and support you as educators. So feedback on this session is valued to be able to continue to plan programming for you. So you can scan this QR code or add this URL that you see on the right hand side here, and you can access this via any registration pages or emails that you have. Again, thank you, and we look forward to continuing our learning journey together